loud. And then Marco will fix it however it needs to be fixed. But I'm going to try one time. It went fast that time. To the page that I made. To conversation. So I'm Shannon, and everybody knows that's Marco over there. He's all set up, ready to go to sing. The music in the background, we do not own the rights to. It might go this time. Preparing to streaming. There it goes. It went.
Sacred space, it is now.
Go live. Awesome. So tonight is the new moon. So we're going to do a meditation around the new moon and the new moon energy. Okay, we are live on Facebook now.
Sí, señor. We are good.
Come back over here to you. Here we go. Awesome. So I love doing new moons. Normally, maybe next new moon we'll do a despacho and we'll be together and we can do a despacho and do it live for everybody all over.
I feel
I feel very drawn to start doing some teachings about what that is and how it works and all the energies we're going to be starting to move and work. So tonight is the new moon. It's very, very powerful. We're in this amazing place in our evolution of our soul. And so a lot of people say you can bring in or let go on the new moons, or you can do different things. A lot of people will put their crystals out to clean them, different things. They'll do it on the new moon and the full moon. If you want to cut your hair for it to be long, you want to do it on the new moon or the full moon. Y'all can see it. Mine, I tried that, but it never worked. I never get any of that. So tonight we're going to just be in a state of the most benevolent outcome. So whatever you're wanting or choosing to create in your space, whether it be a new job, a new relationship, or whatever, you're going to see before that,
travel. I'm like a new home, travel, health.
Whatever that is, but you want to say it in this state and be ready for your angels and guides to really create it, because it will happen. I ask for the most benevolent outcome for my perfect relationship or my perfect job. And when you say perfect job, you want one that creates the absolute best finances and the one that has the best work environment. Because a lot of people would say, give me a job, and then they get really good money, but have a crappy work environment, or have an awesome work environment and barely can make the damn end meet. So you always want to make it in that place where it is truly, how do I say, what is the very best for you, the most benevolent, the most powerful place for you, whatever you choose. And it's the most amazing thing to explore. Good. So I always like to let people know during meditation is not about trying to go so far down that you lose your consciousness, but you're actually, meditation is bringing your awareness. And you're sitting with yourself and being in that place of just true consciousness of self. And you can do it through the breath. And you're going to hear Marco, he's going to play some experiences. Mm-hmm. And it looks like he's going to use a drum. So I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then I'm going to set you in a place, and then you may just drum and just hold that place of silence. Okay? And let your thought process, don't fight your thoughts. If they come, just let them be and let yourself, it's like turning around and seeing the dragon, seeing what it is that you've been fighting your thought process with. All right, ready? Here we go. And then right after the meditation, I'm going to start sending energy out to people. And at that point, if you have anyone that you need healing for, you could put it in the little comment place on the side over there. At any time, they will receive the energy. If you need healing, just say, I need healing. Okay? I call in my guides, angels, masters, teachers, loved ones.
La divina presencia de Dios que está aquí presente.
I am the light. I am the way. I am the lighthouse. The beacon in the darkness. I am the lighthouse. I am the light. And just take a nice deep breath in yourself. And begin to drift with your eyes and just let your eyes float softly in your mind. And let your lids float softly downwards. And you're taking nice, beautiful breaths in and out. And I'm asking and I'm giving your ego permission to just count your breath. Just stay focused on breathing for you. And your ego is going to count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the ego is just breathing for you and relaxing and letting go. Letting that breath go in and out. I am the light. I am the way. I am the light. I am. I am. I am. And as I'm breathing in and my ego is giving something to do, just breathing in and out and counting for me. I'm just going to become aware of my being through my breath. Do I feel that my essence is tight close to me? Or as I breathe outward, do I expand it outwards? Do I feel that my essence is close to from above and below? And if so, as my breath, I extend it upwards and downwards. Now my mind begins to make the switch from my lower mind up into my higher mind, my upper mind. And it's letting that upper mind come in. And it becomes the observer of the thoughts. And it becomes the observer of the breath. But you are still aware of the count that your ego is doing with your breath in and out. And just being the observer. And in your higher mind state, that state, you can create from that state because it's the true creation. And you want to create making the statement, I ask for the most benevolent outcome, and finish the sentence. I ask for the most benevolent outcome. I ask for the most benevolent outcome. Notice how your energy or how your experience or how you're expressing your body right now. After saying that statement, making your statement, experience that experience of it. And in this state that I am in, I can choose by stating, I choose now to transcend any laws that I have created for myself around relationships, a new job, being the most I am present that you can be. But you make the statement, I choose to transcend any laws that I may have created for myself. I am my most authentic self. I am my authentic self. I am my authentic self. Feeling that calm, gentle space within your being. And as you do so, bring your attention to your eyes. Bring your consciousness to your eyes. And when you are ready, begin to bring them open. And as you're bringing your consciousness back, I'm going to begin my prayer of healing. And you can just be open for healing. Just begin to receive the healing energy. And if there's somebody that you know that needs healing or needs to just to receive some love, you can just write on the side in the comments unspoken name. If you don't want to put their name out there, or just put their first name. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light. I am the Christ consciousness.
De mi ser Cristo, soy el amor, yo soy la voluntad, yo soy diseño establecido, yo soy la nómada.
Divine Creator. Whatever energy that whoever is seeing my hands, whatever they need to receive into their heart, I allow that it just flow to them. Let it be your love, let it be your light, not mine. Just lay your worries, just let your worries go. Maybe in your mind you're laying your worries at the feet of the Christ. Just laying your worries. Maybe you would like to lay them next to Buddha. Lay them. I'm asking if there is any discordance or separates or any beings that are lost that need to go into the light that is surrounding you. I ask that they be taken by Archangel Michael. I invite Archangel Michael into this space. And I take them and move them on into the light. I move them all into the light. I ask that if anybody has energy vampires, you might want to call it, or somebody that has drained your energy, I ask that you plug them into the God light. Plug them into the God light. Plug them into the God light. And allow them to just receive the God light. Let it be between them and God now. If you have an infection or a known infection, or there's an infection in your body, I can just, clear it out. That is open to receive. Just let love flow through you now. So as I said, if anyone that knows if they want to put a name in the head or anything like that, they can put it in the comments or later message me and Marco, but you're going to receive it. I'm sending it out now into the God Bank, and whenever they're ready to receive it, they'll be open to receive it. Whether you're watching this video now and live or later, the energy is still the same as in quantum time. And just be receiving it with love and compassion. You are the beacon and the light. Beautiful. I thank you for all the blessings that you. We're so grateful. Thank you. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. I hope everybody received. I know they did. I'm not hoping. I know everybody received what they're supposed to. And just let it happen. Just let it happen. I know it's done. Awesome. Marco, do we have a specific topic tonight?
Fun. What's fun?
Oh, I don't know, but so me and Marco have been on this journey this week. It's been a really interesting experience. Well, me and Marco always have journeys, and sometimes it kind of turns into something different than what we were expecting. And then it's like, oh, it's Marco's experience, and I'm just the observer. And then it's like, oh, awesome. Thank you. So one of the things that shows up is about fun and play and being in that space, because we do, as adults, we really do hold ourselves back a lot of times from just allowing ourselves to put on the pink tutu and be the best ballerina we can be. And that's even guys. I'm seeing it even as macho guys. It's that place that we forget to put that play, that to invite that child in and just be as wild and crazy as a 4-year-old can be.
Make believe, to have fun.
Yeah.
Go lighthearted energy. Especially are people having a hard time having fun with like everything going on with the news and all these distractions?
Yes. So much, and we get so worried, and sometimes we don't realize that we're even in that state of anxiety, because we're so wrapped up in our own world and trying to be the best mom we can be, or the best dad we can be, or the best person. And we have this persona that we got to put on because people are not going to like us and whatever. And it's like, no, put that big purple, yellow polka dotted dress on and get in the middle of the highway. Because, you know, when you show up with confidence and you show up with your authentic self, people will be like, oh, where'd she get that dress at? You know, instead of saying, oh, I wouldn't be wearing that. But when you wear things with confidence and you come as a child and you're playing and just having an extraordinary time, people just show up in your world. Synchronicities start happening. People want to have, it's like people want what you got. They don't know what it is, but they want some.
They want some of the cheesecake. I'm like, can I have some of that cheesecake? Looks good.
Yeah. And then we have to pay attention to, okay, but you can have your cheesecake, but not my cheesecake.
Yes.
Because I'm my own cheesecake, and you got to be your own cheesecake, and you don't get to eat none of my cheesecake or splash your cheesecake on my, your chocolate sauce on my strawberry. And then, yeah, there's some interesting things that has happened this week that we really, it's like, okay, always remember, go back to basics, check it out, looking into things, remembering we're powerful. You're the light. You're an extraordinary light that's here on this beautiful earth. And there's nothing when we truly are in ourselves and we're truly being our authentic self and truly being, we don't have worries because we know everything is going to work out. It's going to work out. It might not look like the way we want it to because, you know, we asked for a Pinto when we got a Mercedes. And then we're like griping because we got a Mercedes and not a Pinto. But when God looks at us and sees us, that's what we're worthy of, is a Mercedes, not a Pinto. And that's what it's about, showing up. And how do we work in our own spiritual world and how in our own spiritual practice. And you don't have to be that, you know, go to super gurus and all of these things. It's just got to be you. Who are you? You're the only one that's got to look in the mirror in the morning. And you'd be surprised. The question, do you actually look yourself in the eyes when you brush your teeth in the morning? And say, hi, how are you? I love you so much. You're so awesome. You're an amazing person. I do. I used to wouldn't. I'll tell you right quick. When I first started this out, I was not. Man, I was so angry at Shannon. Shannon just was a pissed off person. But he was angry at, I thought I was angry at other people, but I was angry at myself. And when I started really working with myself And some of my teachers put me in front of the mirror and started doing this dialogue with myself and going, whoa, I forgot to tell myself I love you. I love you. You're an awesome. There's nothing in this world that can take that from you. Yeah, you put on a little pants, you put a little this, you're losing your hair, you can't see, can't hear, falling apart. But you know what? I'm still here and I still love me. I still love me. And I know me. And if you have ever worked with me, know, I will tell you, you've got to know you. And if you don't know you, who's going to know you? Who's going to know you? Because most of the time we're picking up other people's energy and we know them. We know all their stuff because they're so happy about it. Here, you take it. You be responsible. Here's yours. And get on it. And that's what the new moon in this time, actually this energy that we're in is about taking responsibility. Stepping in and looking at ourselves in the mirror and going, hey, you know what? It's okay.
Definitely, I can agree with that. Right now, the energy of the universe is saying, what is it that you want? You know, asking you shall receive, and know that you're worthy of it. And right now it's about self-love, self-care. By loving yourself deeply, falling in love with yourself, you're able to give that love to others in another form, bigger than you normally would do. So right now, like the next 13 days, it's all about love and friendship, unconditional loving for self.
Yeah. I always like like Ruth Paul always says, if you can't love yourself, you can't love someone else.
You want to love somebody else.
You can't. And because the only thing everybody can join in the conversation. I'm trying to figure out how to get everybody to, if you would like to join in the conversation, I love when people join in and dialogue with me.
Too. Anybody want to have questions or you want to share about your experience?
On Facebook, yeah.
No, I like that you guys are saying that. It's just funny. I think last week, Yana, my 5-year-old, for those of you who don't know, I have a 5-year-old. She says, Mommy, she says, who do you love the most? And I said, me. And she looked at me and she got mad. She's like, what do you mean you love yourself more than me? And I said, I do. I said, Mommy has to love herself the most, and then she loves you next. And then I told her, I said, you always have to love yourself more than anybody, and then you can love everybody after you. So I'm glad you said that, because she was really confused and she was really mad at me at first.
Yeah, sometimes it can be pretty hard to.
Yeah.
You muted yourself, Mary.
I did, because I'm laughing, because as soon as I said her, she kind of came in the room. To the other end of the house.
She felt you.
That's why I haven't said the other name in my house, because we want over here too.
I'll give her some crystals. Fine.
Yeah, give her some crystals. She's fine. But yeah, in your own space, and I guess I learned this, in my own process of my spiritual journey, because when I started this, I didn't have nobody. I was out in the woods, out in East Texas, going, holy crap. There's people here and nobody else sees them. Hey, where's the pink pills? The purple ones, all kind of fun stuff, and understanding and going through trial and error and, getting beat up, or I wouldn't say get beat up, but in my own journey because of my own fear, especially about religious beliefs and things like that. But once I started working in my own self and really started listening to Spirit never guided me wrong. And Spirit never turned me to hurt myself or do anything that was bad to anybody. Spirit always told me, love yourself and be open to receive love. One of the times when I left my body, in one of my experiences to go and talking to God, God didn't ask me about what I've done or anything. God asked me, did you love? And I was like, oh, God, I love so much. I gave so much. And then God asked me, well, did you receive love? And I couldn't answer that. And then he said, go back. No. He said, get out of here. No. But I got sent back because that was my message that I needed to bring back to humanity, was to be. I'm on the phone right now. He says, okay, old man. I'm on the phone. I'll be with you shortly, okay?
There you go.
I know. All right. Okay. He is. Yeah, I'll bring him on in just a little bit, but I try not to bring too much. He'll get to want to all the time.
Can I come in?
Yeah, he's frustrated. He's frustrated with me because he knows Marcos. I'm talking to Marcos because he heard me say that, and that's a woo woo. Marco?
Man.
But he teaches me a lot about self-love and being in that place, and he will tell you right quick, I'm my own man, and I love me. I love me. I love you. And that's very important to understand, and he's been one of my greatest teachers. So that is one of my most powerful experiences, I guess, is with him since we've been in our, what do you call it, our spiritual sanctuary, our spiritual seclusion. I got to really understand him more. So that was a great blessing for me in that state. Anybody else have anything they would like to? I'm gonna let him come in for a little bit, and then I'm gonna send him back out. But anybody, Marco, continue to communicate.
So the room is open. If anybody has any questions, anything you want to share experiences wise.
Can you post your PayPal or Zelle or whatever, so if we want to contribute, we can do that?
Yes, I will post that on the group page right here, so it has the information for you guys. Thank you, Miss Karen, for
I appreciate you both so very much for doing this. I am so honored and blessed to be able to sit through your meditations. I miss seeing you both in person, but this is the next best thing, and I still feel the love, so thank you.
I definitely feel that warmth energy in my hands.
Thank you very much.
There's Danny Humphrey in the house. Hey, Danny.
Already in? Can you hear me? Okay.
How you doing, Danny?
I think that was good. He wants to know how was your day?
I had a good day. I worked all day, but I had fun, and I got to
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you love everybody? I love you too.
Love you, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
That's
Hi,
awesome.
love
He
you.
gets to go back to school in 2 more weeks. He's really excited about that, y'all.
We love you, Danny.
He's been kind of agitated with me because I haven't got to spend time with him today. So he's been a little bit in that section. Do you love you? I love you, brother.
I love you too, Danny.
Are you excited to go back to school?
She asked, are you excited about going back to school? You ready to go back to school? Yeah. Yeah.
What's your favorite subject?
My niece is He's gonna go back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He loves everything. He just loves going, and he loves a special class of coffee. Anything with coffee? That's his special class that he
Me
loves.
too.
Good class.
Do you want to say a prayer or something? Are you going to say a prayer? Yeah. Yeah, because me and Marcos need to get back to talking, okay? All right. You ready? We're going to do a prayer. All right. You go ahead. You're going to pray. Listen, you're going to pray for all of them for their healing, that God's going to come and heal them, okay? And that's the angels. You ready? Okay. Go. Right. God, Lord. God, I pray. God, give the prayer the poor. God, angels, God, heart of prayer, God, Jesus. God, Lord, God, the Father, God, heaven. We'll call, calm down, we'll get better, and never stay home. And God, the last, we'll go to the read of the battle. We'll pray the several things. And we'll take the several for the Lord. When God buckles on the pray all the good, all the good in God, and we'll pray the Lord. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Danny.
Tell them all that you love them. And we're going to
Danny.
so you can go back to
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good luck in school.
Oh, he's telling Caroline. Caroline, you left your sarong over here the other day.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, her. Yeah, you. Yeah. He loves Marco. The very first time he saw Marco, Marco used to have hair all the way down past his posterior. Hey, my bad. Thank you. And he walked up and touched Marco's hair, and he said, "Hey, girlfriend."
Aw.
It was awesome. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're gonna go back into your go counting, and then after I finish this, I'll come and we'll get a snack. Okay. Hold on. Uh-oh. I told y'all. Marco, go ahead. You guys. What? You corporate. You are married, right? Who? No. Caroline and Marco ain't married. No, not married. No? No. My husband. Marco has a husband. Yeah. Yeah.
Had a husband.
Not married. My mom, my dad, my yeah. I'm married, my mom. Okay.
Nice.
So you know what? Maybe tomorrow I'll get Marco to call you, and you and him can talk tomorrow. Okay? Okay. Marco, I love you.
I love you too, Danny.
Tell everybody else that you love them.
Love you, Danny.
Bye-bye.
Danny.
All right. Go. All right. Okay. Close my door now. Okay. All right. And I'll be out in just a little bit, okay? Okay. Well, you already had one. Why don't you have some water or juice? Okay. Awesome. Thank you all for indulging in that.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
Otherwise, he was not going to leave. He was going to just stay in the door and keep talking. He was like I said today. It's been one of those days where I haven't been able to interact with him, and he, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, thank you. I felt the energy from his prayer, so I'll take any healing I can get.
Yeah.
He's so. Oh, he can. That was a short one.
No, but
Marco.
and I was twitching away.
You're like,
He's very pure. He's the highest energy.
Oh, hang on. Yo, when I know when something is awry, if he says he's going to pray for you or something's happening, he prays all night. And his voice is just as clear as mine. He's talking to somebody in there, and I know it's Jesus. Him and Jesus have a conversation, and it's full on, and you can feel the energy in the space. And I know when something is near me that's not savory, he always will tell me. you know, he'll be kind of stressed or something like that. And so I do a clearing with him and we get all this stuff. And we're like, oh, okay, this thing right. But that's how sensitive he is. So anyway, but that's how sensitive you can be. And that's how bright your light is. If you can see his light, that's how bright your light is. Because he is one of the greatest master teachers I've ever experienced with being with, of understanding what that looks like, of how to be himself. And he don't want you to see him as broke. He wants you to see him as just Danny.
What does he say? He's a grown man.
Yeah. He will tell you right quick as he's ordering a beer.
And profit.
That's my own man.
So anyone have any questions or would like to talk about something specific? I know I'm very grateful that he doesn't normally do that very often, but for some reason he needed to. So.
And we're thankful for Danny. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Marco, you're coming back in?
Oh, I'm sending something through my other account because this is the work account.
Oh.
So I can share a file.
Okay. Do you know I need to make that one a host too?
No, you're good.
Okay. Self-love, self-care, explain, especially this time that we're in. I see so much, I'm going to call it dis-ease. People are in so much dis-ease. You know, we have all of this that's going on in this huge change, and we're going to come into a time of the masculine and feminine energies are really merging together, are coming together, and you're going to really see that a lot more. And always remember, feminine energy is not always nurturing, because you know your mama sometimes had to just get that shoe and let you know something was not right, get you back over here in the alignment. And that's where we're going in the age of the Aquarius, and that's a feminine energy. That's a place that we're going to be merging in. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm on the phone now. Remember? Okay. All right. I love you. Bye. Thank you. Remember, we're in the age of the Aquarius, and we're going to go through that place of understanding, because we've been in a place of this masculine energy, and the masculine energy is take energy. Well, the feminine energy is going to come down and break down all the laws that we've created around all that. And remember, if you have laws, you have walls. If you spell law backwards, it's called a wall. And all of those are going to get broke down. And so that feminine energy is going to come in and start like correcting, doing the balancing out of the energies instead of the take energy. It's going to be the give energy, and we don't know how to give. And that's the place that we're understanding is how do we give? How do we give love? How do we give what is truly in our experience of self?
And it's also about being still and
yes.
To receive, because sometimes when we take too much action, we're pushing it away, and we have to be still for it to, present itself in front of us in the now. We have to be present for us to perceive it and know that it's right in front of us.
And it's just like doing healing. If you are doing a healer and you are doing the work, it's like you're being still inside. If you can learn how to just be the generator and just be still, and allow the energy just to flow without judgment or without needing it to be anything other than just the energy. That's being the observer, that's being the generator, that's being the creator, that's in that space. And taking Spanish class, they really helped me understand something, because the language that you were born with is your analytical mind. Your analytical mind knows that language. But when you learn a second language, it has to come from the creative side, because you're being in a creative state to recreate a new language or a new pathway. So in order to do healing or psychic work or mediumship or whatever you're working with, the energy, you have to come from the creator side, or the creative side of your being, that feminine energy. And a lot of us guys, even if we live an alternative lifestyle, we can still be very masculine and hold that masculine energy and be the taker and not the giver, and just be in that, not the feminine energy. And it's not about being a woman or a male, it's energy. It's that how it is flowed, it's the giving and the receiving, it's that moving. And how do you create it? I've been doing that today too. You gave me the cooties.
Clear.
Changing your mind manually. Anybody have any questions, comments, want to join the conversation? I love people joining the conversation.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can?
Yes.
Yes. So don't say nothing wrong.
I switched to my other computer because I'm like, why is the light not going on when I talk? So, thank you very much for doing this. I'm actually a massage therapist, and I've been doing it for almost 20 years now. And so, yeah.
Very long time. I'm a teacher and do CU hours.
So I'm actually looking to explore some more modalities when it comes to spirituality. So I don't know if you remember speaking with me, Shannon, but I'm the one going through Fernie's psychic development course at some point. So I'm really excited about that. And
yeah, I wanted to try to do that. And he says, well, I don't have nothing to teach you.
Well.
That's why we do the channeling together. That's how the channeling thing started to get to how that became. Because I asked him, Bernie, I need to learn now. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, and it's very good. His class is very good.
I'm really excited about that because, I'm here in Florida, and actually I do have a friend who is a medium. I don't get to see him very much though. And
yeah, we have a busy life.
Of course. But I'm looking to take that next step, like you were saying. And I'm trying to get to that point where I can really tap into my more creative side with exploring that. I feel like I know, I don't say I feel like, I know I have the tools. It's just knowing how to get it started and implement,
So, because there's several people that I work with this on here, and they will tell you right quick, I'll give you the toolbox, but you got to use it. I'll put you in that position to have to use it.
Can you do that?
Oh, yeah. But you already have it, but you might not like it.
What you asked for.
I am well known to make people cry. Let's just say that.
Once you open that door, there's no going back.
I understand that. I'm very well aware of that.
You will jump from the plane.
I actually work on airplanes also.
But just know that you have a parachute, or you can fly, you can land. You create what you want, And if you already have the tools, because you already, so doing massage really, you can feel with your hands people's emotions. You can feel it. I feel as I'm working or moving with people. And when I do that, I don't do much massage anymore because my hands hurt a lot, but I do more of this work. I only do it when I'm having to release some things out of the body. Anyway, as you're doing it, you can feel it, and you can hold that space with them and just let them be, let them release and do the unwinding or emotional space. Because, once you get in there, you hear it all. I mean, people be telling you the things. It's like, girl, I did not want to know that. Like, oh, Lord. I'm going to pray for you.
But with all this vibrational shift stuff going on, it's actually made me a little more emotional, and not so much in a negative way. It's just I'm so aware of it now. Like I'm feeling everything, and it's even when I watch a cartoon movie, it's like.
Well, one of the things I tell people, when you start knowing yourself, you got to know yourself. You have to know yourself. And when you know yourself, then you can say when you have the emotions or you have a pain in your shoulder or you have a pain in your leg, and it's like, well, where is this going? Is this mine or somebody else's? Did I store something there? Is this my true emotion? And look at it. If it's somebody else's, I always say, I'm not going to be responsible for that. Thank you. And I move it on. I just take a breath and allow it to move out of my energy space. And that's one of the things is being aware if somebody attaches to you or throws something on you, or you get just too much. A lot of times people get people become overwhelmed, or you get confused in your head. Sometimes you get confused and you're like, why am I confused for? Well, it's because you got too much junk. You got to defrag yourself. You got to clean it up.
Defrag. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Clean that up. Run your malware. Clear it. Put it into place and know you. Dust it up. Get it out. Because if you're walking around with all this on and you're not in your expanded state, you're going to create sickness. You're going to create things in your body. And that's what stress will do, or you start taking on other things, or and it's not bad. It's always a learning experience because that's what we came here to do. We're always experiencing. We just do it with love. When we sit with it, it's like, okay. I've seen some crazy, crazy things over the years, and maybe someday I'll write my experiences of some of the cuckoo things, but. One of the things I just know for sure that if I stay in a state of love, and even if I get in that fear or get a little bit of stuff, if I just sit with it, normally what will happen is I get to see the dragon, and it's only me that I'm afraid of. It truly is. It's only myself that I'm afraid of. And then once I turn around and sit with my dragon, and the dragon opens its mouth and takes its mask off, it's just me being afraid of me. And that's where when you start going in this journey that you want to experience, you can't judge things. You can't judge people or spirits or anything, the light, the dark, anything, because God created it all. And when we're in judgment, we come out of creating. And that's where we are. And that's why you see a lot of this no more judgment. And that's the feminine energy coming in and saying, hey, no more. We don't get to do that. we only get to be in a place of observance, of love and compassion. We're in a place of responsibility for self. Because you becoming the lighthouse that you are, do you know how many people you affect just by just being you? And then they get that drop. It's like that one little drop of that love that flows through them, and they go, "Oh, maybe I need to change."
Absolutely right.
And you become the tsunami. I'm telling you, I do my very best, and then your life becomes synchronized because, you know, there's a lot of synchronicities, and people show up, and yeah, you're going to still have people that show up and want to piss on your parade. Let me just put it that way. Come in and try to, "Oh, I love you," and then pee on you because they want what you got, or they become jealous of you, and then you begin to walk in that space of going, "Oh, I got it. I'm going to plug you in. I'm going to give you all the love that you want. I'm going to just." So for me, when that happens, I go into this loving space because I don't judge, because evidently they're just seeking love. They're wanting love. They're wanting. And so what I do is unplug them out of my energy, and I plug them into God's energy, and I say, "God, they're needing so much love, and they don't know how to find you. So I'm going to plug them in. I'm going to plug them in." Marco sees what happens. Marco gets Karen sees. Karen sees it. Mary seen it. When you walk in that place of having your umbilical cord reattached to God.
Wow.
He's tapping into my. He's like,
I need to be
"Oh,
plugged in.
shit, I got it. I got that." Karen knows. Karen's up there just smiling. "Oh shit." But it's just being you, and I'm just showing. So it's never been about me. It's always been about you. And I just sit here and I just love you enough to allow you to be you. That's all. And everybody that's here just to be them, and because you're perfect. I don't see you broken in anything. I just see that everything that occurs in our life is so perfect that we forget that. And that's why I say to you, look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Wow, you are an amazing, extraordinary being who is so abundant in every part of his life that you're just going to explode because you look forward to the day and you just say, yeah, let's rock it out. God, use me. Use me as your instrument. Give me the upgrades. Let me see what it is. Let's rock it." And that's where we begin to walk in our true path, the path. And you get to have fun and you experience things and you say, "Oh, look at that beautiful rose. It's so incredible," but you don't pick it.
Right.
You just let it be. You observe it. Because if you pick it, it doesn't have any more. It just kind of, and you can't enjoy it anymore. Any comments? Anybody want to run? Anybody want to? I haven't seen if anybody had anything on Facebook. I can't flip over on that.
I'll check and see if there's any questions over there.
I love doing this, and I love to, when people ask me questions and want to go deeper and take it into that space, because Spirit loves it. What are you, what is it that you want to know? What is it that you want to experience? How do you, that question inside of you. And you can ask the question. God is, spirit is always willing to answer. Whether you in prayer or, and that's a lot of times people forget they do prayer, but they forget to just sit and be still and wait for the answer. And then God can find huh?
We got to listen, Linda. That's why we have 2 ears.
Yeah. Or God comes by in a helicopter and lands and says, "Get in," and you go, I'm waiting for my answer." Well, God just landed a helicopter in your front yard. What other answer do you need?
I have a question. How long did it take before you knew who your guides were?
About 30 seconds after they shocked me back to life.
Oh, wow. And
I make this joke. We were in Peru studying and working with the shamans, and me and Marco worked with one of the highest elder shamans, the highest. And so in Peruvian shamanism, they have something called ultimasayo. And ultimasayo is the highest level of shaman, but in order to be that, you have to have been struck by lightning and lived. And so I asked the shaman, is being shocked by a pedal, like brought back to life, does that count?
wow.
And he's like,
Good.
Why not,
So he was so much fun. He laughs all the time. They're very playful, childlike.
They have fun. They enjoy life. They live life as a ceremony and very sacred. Everything they do, they do it with intent.
The shamans or the guides?
They're shamans.
Oh, okay.
Shamans, yeah.
Gotcha.
No, my guys, they're I call them the ancient ones, and we do some channeling stuff and do some psychic works and things like that. And they call themselves the ancient ones, and I work with Christ, and I work with a being called You. That is very, very powerful being that comes from the very, very high God Council.
Mm-hmm.
Really high energy. Yeah. And I'll sing to you, they'll sing for you, they'll do a lot of different things. Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But it's just trusting and understanding what surrender is and being in that place of surrender. And I can tell you what it is, but until you experience what surrender is, you'll understand. And it's not about being defeated,
right,
or harmed. It's more just having that place of being able to lay down into the water and trusting when you go under the water that you can breathe.
So that's actually a good analogy, because I've heard that over and over and over again, to trust and surrender or let go. And I think a lot of people have trouble really understanding the concept of what that means. And they take it literal, like you just said. It doesn't mean that you're defeated. But I think it's hard for people to figure out, well, how do I start that process?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, it's about just acknowledging it. I will say, I am surrender.
I am that I am.
I am that I am. So when I use that word, that takes me in my whole energetic space of it actually takes me into a very expanded, I expand, I don't contract. And the surrender that you hear when, oh, I'm surrendering, that's a contraction. That it brings the energy close to you. But the surrendering I'm talking to you is that you're feeling, or like I said, run. Feel you. Feel what you, close your eyes and just feel you right here. And in that space, I want you to just breathe and feel yourself just kind of, it's like feeling tingling or warm sensation or this cool feeling. But it begins to just feel as you expand your energy, and you can do it with your breath, and you're feeling that energy just start doing that. It's like you just keep breathing outwards and you expand. And as you do it, you're working through these levels of spirit, because we have levels of it. But you're working through you, but you're just expanding yourself outwards more. And when you get out into a certain place, your body goes, whoa, I'm liberated now. And you can feel even your breath, you can even feel your breath change, because you surrendered into it, and you're getting, not only are you're not, how do I say, you're not doing the shallow breathing, and I'm doing it this way because it's the best analogy, the best way I can show you on here. Now, if you were with me, you would experience, well, I can help you experience it on here, but
where you at?
I want to be, yeah.
Hey.
Oh no, I can make you feel, I can make you, from wherever you are, we can have the experience.
We're gonna have a one-on-one with this.
During in a true one-on-one in safe place, what I do is I do something called spirit walk with you, and I will take you on a journey to help you walk through that space. So if you feel your breath, and most people's breath are, it's really short, really, and that's your energy. That's how you hold your energy. It's like rubber bands. And so what happens is called the rays or the bands of light that's around you. It's so tight around you. You want to start expanding them. And you could do that with your breath. And you could do this dance with yourself like this, just playing with the energy, moving it in and out, or like Marco's doing like this, feeling it and expanding it. I started expanding that. I go, oh my God, I need to stay here. But once you expand your energy, and it's like this Tai Chi or Qigong movement, and you can feel that tingling and that warm, and that you just feel it flowing upwards and around, and you're opening yourself up, and you're allowing yourself, once you have that experience, what's happening is you're allowing all that stuff that you've been going, it's mine, it's holding my breath so close to me. I open up and let it out. It's like God is always waiting for us to exhale. And then when we do exhale, God says, oh, I'm here for you. I've been waiting. And that is that state of surrender that we just naturally, it's a natural process that happens.
Thank you for that.
So we got a question relevant to the exercise we just did. How can we manage heat, energy flow with our body? The only way I can describe it is as a mini warm fire, or how to have
Kundalini. That's the Kundalini energy. But see, what happens is in the Kundalini energy, we're only taught to awaken in that fire, that masculine energy. But when we go in and open up the second channel, which is the feminine energy, and you see the thing where it has the two serpents on the medical thing, and it's two snakes that goes up, and you see it is blue. You'll see the blue, and that's the fire energy. It's in that you'll always see it as a blue, and then you have the pink energy, which is the cooling energy. Well, that's what created us when we were created, when the sperm and egg come together and made the explosion. created the cells to divide. Well, that gave the duality. And when you start working with both of those energies moving like that, up and up and up, you kind of go across the rainbow bridge and you become the rainbow. And you're open, you surrender to that space, and your body will naturally balance out. Now, if you are having the heat, what you want to do is keep moving it up and bring that energy all the way up and out on top of the crown of your head into the 8th chakra. And you'll feel it up here. You can actually feel the 8th chakra. And you sit with that energy right there. And then what happens is all the remembrance starts happening about how to awaken that feminine side. So you become the generator, you become the 2 energies. You're just not flowing the heat, you're flowing the cool, it's like fire and ice. You see pictures of fire and ice or heaven and hell, because the feminine energy is a dark energy.
Water,
Dark.
ocean,
Yeah.
flow.
And it's in that place. That's why a lot of emotions are created in that space of the void. That's why the womb, you see the womb, it's in the darkness. It's in water. And that's why I say it's the feminine energy. Creation was created in the darkness. And then it was created. It's the same with you. You were the creator because you were created. Thanks whoever answered that question. That was beautiful.
Another way,
I'm glad Marco's recording this because
another way when you feel too much heat, like Shannon was saying, is to set the intention, ask your guides, ask your angels, hey, I would like for more cooling energy. Still feeling the energy, but setting that intention. Or there's a particular breath work that you create like a little circle, like you have a straw and you blow into your hand slow. It's cooling breath. It'll cool literally your body temperature. It'll cool down with breathing like this. Like you're blowing a balloon, but very gently. You feel it in your hand. And that'll slow down your mind, but it also cool your body temperature naturally.
Well, I can give another technique for that too. If you take your right hand and put it on the lobe of your left ear, and you take the right hand and put it on the lobe of your right ear, and you gently massage it, pulling it down like this, it will also lower the blood pressure. It will also lower the body temperature. It balances the energies. And if you're standing up, you can actually do squats at the same time and do the whole thing. But there's so many different techniques. How do you act? Lord, you want somebody to assist you.
Oh.
You really do. Because you want to be in control of it. A lot of people, and most people that have schizophrenia have had a Kundalini, it's called a spontaneous Kundalini release. And their Kundalini energy is outside of their body. It's way up here. And they truly are talking to cosmos. They are really out there talking to cosmos. And when you bring that energy back down and put it back down into their sacral, they normally will stay very stable. But when you understand how to, whether doing it through yoga, whether you get somebody that knows how to help you release the energy and manage it coming upwards, up it, to where you have this beautiful experience, they call it Shakti, where you're receiving Shakti and it opens up the Kundalini and you will feel it. Like what I was saying earlier, it's like that expansion and you allow yourself to expand. It, for me, when I receive Shakti and real truth, it's like water coming down on me. And I'm in this really deep, it's like being in the cosmic cowboy state, I call it, for days. I don't care. This world is just this world, but find somebody that can work with you, either doing something like Kundalini yoga or a healing person that can monitor the energy as you move through it, so it don't get stuck, and that you can manage how to bring it up and put it back. So you do the understanding of that. It's very important to have that. I'm not saying that everybody that has a spontaneous Kundalini awakening has schizophrenia. It's just some people don't know how to get it back in. It's just, you know, I've met people that have gotten on the elevator and gotten off the bottom and they're just fully awakened.
Wow.
You know.
90 seconds.
And they show up in my world. What is that?
I said in 90 seconds.
Yeah. And then they show up in my world. Jenny, what happened to me? I'm just like, you know, I want to sell all my property and sell my thing and walk off into the desert or sit on the mountain and eat rice and drink water. This lifetime, we don't get to do that. We get to be among the people, because I would love to just go sit up there and eat rice and drink water.
Yeah.
But we've done that in other experiences. So, yeah.
So once again, if anybody wants a prayer for anybody, feel free to put it in the comments. I'm going to be noting everybody's name so that energy can continue.
Or you can message me and Marco on Messenger through Facebook or text messages. It's true. No one taught me years ago how to balance or bring the energy back in. True. And that's the thing that like for me, it just was there, and I had to understand and negotiate it. And sometimes it could be like, whoa, okay.
Were you alone
And
when
now,
it happened for you, Shannon?
well, so you can have a spontaneous, and a spontaneous could be like you fall off a ladder and hit your sacral.
Yeah.
You fall off your bike, you can hit it and jar it upwards. You can have a car accident, you can die, you can, many different things that can happen. But the Kundalini rises up through the body. And a lot of times it will get stuck right here in the throat area. That's why you will see people that have really bad thyroid issues or stuff like that. That because the energy is so, the tube is about that big. I mean, it's really, really small. And your sushumna or your pranic tube should be as wide as this, at least this big, for the energy just to flow through. Well, when it's called the blue pearl, and if you meditate and you work with people, they will show you to bring. You'll see the blue pearl. You'll see that blue energy come up the body, and it'll come out and set on the top of the crown. They depict it in several different pictures. Even Christ having a crown around his head. That's his Kundalini outside of it. And that's the merging. You will see Christ with the colors, the different colored rays coming out of his heart. That's the Kundalini energy. Because some people say that Christ went, when he was in the 40 days and 40 nights, that he went to India and meditated, and his Kundalini was awakened.
I believe there's a book series called The Masters of the Far East that tells those stories. It's a book series of 5 books. Shannon highly recommended it. I've read a few of them, but it's definitely a good read.
It's called The Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. It's a very old series. And I don't read very many. I don't read books, very many spiritual books, let's put it that way, because I ask Spirit to give me information. Well, when they guide me to books and say, oh, you're going to read this, it's normally I have to understand it. Those was one of the very first books that I've read, and it's a series of 5 books. And you can find them at the half-price books. I have the hardcovers, which are worth a lot of money right now. That's how old they are. They're old. They were wrote back in the 1940s, I think. why don't you just speak a man?
That? Oh,
How did
I
you
could
just
have.
say it?
I thought it was easier.
How can you determine which level of being or awakened you are? Well, if you're probably already awakened, and I tell people, being awakened, we've already been there. We've already been enlightened. This lifetime, we're remembering who our authentic self is, and remembering that hidden secret that we have inside ourselves. And once we remember that, because what we've done is we've hid somewhere in our own temple, in our own place, in that place of going back into our temple, our master self, our true authentic self. And that's where we go in and do the remembrance. That's what I like to call it. And we are in that state of remembrance, because one of the reasons why this dimension was created is to remember who we are, and remembering, and we made an agreement that we keep coming back until we finish all of our suffering, until we've decided that we were no longer suffering. And that's truly what Christ and Buddha was teaching in their story, is about that suffering, and letting go of that, and remembering that we are a true, authentic, and true divine being in this physical space, and that we can remember who we are. And so this dimension was created for us to have the ego remembrance, so that we have ego in place, but we're understanding and maturing. People say, oh, you got to kill. No, you don't. Why would you kill off something that is you? You want to mature you. You want to mature your ego. You want to bring your ego up into that place within inside your temple and sit with it and be there. And not, it's that place of getting in, how do you say, getting into control. We need control, and no, you don't. You just come and sit with it. Tell it to come sit in your temple in front of you. Sit by the fire with you. Come and sit and be you. And it learns to, I say mature, and when I use the word mature, it's not about, it needs responsibility and it needs all this. It grows up and becomes united with you. It grows up and becomes you, and you don't create that separateness or that suffering, because the ego is the part of you that suffers. It says you're separate. And you didn't know you had an ego until somebody told you that. Because as a baby, you never know. People are like, oh, that was my ego.
Right.
Nobody tells a baby that.
If I can say, Shannon, in the, I guess, 12, 13 years that I've been trying to find myself, and I started working with you and with Marco, that when you truly, and I went kicking and screaming kind of when you have set me down in front of the mirror, because I'd avoid looking in the mirror for over 7 years, and you helped me see myself, and you helped me find myself and find my truth, and you sat with me, and you brought me to that place, and I thank you so very much for that, because we all have this illusion that we think we got it together, but the reality is we're not looking. So
That's right.
you opened our eyes.
So this is something that Christ told me one time. He says, you're blind. I said, Master, what do you mean? I'm blind. He says, you keep looking down and you close your eyes and you keep looking down and you keep looking down at the path and you keep looking down at the path and you keep looking and you're blind, and because you're blind. And I'm like, but I'm walking my path. He says, when you look forward and truly see where you're going, you're truly seeing where you're going, and you're exploring the journey, you're looking and seeing and what's in front of you, you don't need to see your feet. You don't need to see the path because you're just flowing. You're just being in that place. It's like who in the Bible, there was was it Isaiah that got blinded for 3 days? One of the characters was blinded for 3 days because he couldn't see. You know, he couldn't experience or understand what it was like because he was exploring, he was being so worried about things instead of just being in the experience. Just being here, being you. That's what I said. If you want to put a big bozo hat on and with flowers on it, whatever, put it on. But put it on because it's that place that is not to show off and it's not to be anything. It's you. It's you. And you're confident in it and you're this amazing being and you look good. And then everybody's like, where did you get that from? You know? You don't worry about what other people think. You just wear it. Wear it well. And that's a lot of times what happens to us is we get in our own, oh my God, Marco's going to think I'm just a terrible person. No, you're not. I'm a firewalker instructor, and I went to take the classes, and I was in class, and we had to do this technique. And it was, you got to get naked. And you had to talk to the person. And you had to talk to each and every person in that group before you went into the sweat lodge. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for that. I didn't read that in the contract. I didn't. And he says, are you playing full out? That was the only question that he asked was, are you playing full out? And he took his clothes off, he communicated with me, he talked to everybody in there, and he got in. And everybody's just standing there, and I said, you know what? That's true. Am I playing full out? Am I really showing up? So I took my clothes off, I did it, I did the practice, and I noticed something. Nobody was looking at my shortcomings. They were so damn worried about their own shortcomings that, hey, it was like, whoa. You know, they were freaking out about themselves. Nobody was worried about me. But we create that illusion that somebody's, you know, worried about you, about what you're doing, what you're doing. No, it's just you projecting. Because they're probably like, oh my God. Maybe I really want to run down the beach in a thong like that, you know. I don't know. Sometimes and I could really share another experience. I have somebody in my life that, and I just love him so dearly, but he came into my life to teach me a lot of things. And one of them was, he teach me, in my dream state, how to dance salsa music. But then, and so I'm dancing with him. We were at a party. I was having this vision. We were at a party. I'm going to go through it really, really quick. So we're at a party, and he comes up and asks me to dance. Now, you know, that's very taboo, two guys dancing together in a straight wedding party thing. You know, that's woo, you know. In my view, my thought process in my dream. So I was really having this experience. And he takes me and we start dancing. And I would tell you in my dreams, I am awesome dancer. I can shake my bomb. But in real life, God didn't give me no bomb. He just gave me back. So I'm dancing with my person he got. So I'm dancing with him, and he can feel it. He can feel me and just stress. And he's like, why are you doing? Stop. what are you doing? And I'm like, well, everybody's talking. And he said, I don't care. Dance with me. Dance with me. So he pulled me in tighter into him, and I'm dancing with him, and I'm feeling this feeling, and I'm surrendered a little more, but I'm still going through. And he said, what are you doing? He stopped. He said, well, they're whispering and everything. And he says, Shannon, stop. Really be present and dance with me. Show up. Show up. Dance with me. And so we started dancing at surrender, and I'm like, oh, I can feel it. He says, Shannon, why don't you just feel their hearts, what they're really thinking? What are they really thinking? What are they really thinking from their hearts? And I'm dancing with him, and it's beautiful. It's just this, there's no flaws. There's just this beautiful experience because I've relaxed now, and I've allowed myself just to feel that feeling. And, you know, I connected with his heart, and then I began to connect to the people in the room. And the real thought process that really was going on was, wow, feel their love. Feel their love for one another. See that beautiful, how beautiful they're dancing. See how much they're connected. You know, it's that feeling inside. And that was the most profound thing that was in my head, because it took me out of that space out of my head and into my heart, and really allowed myself to be me. And just be the love, be the compassion that I am. And that's how we should go through life, is just knowing, wow, I want to dance with you. And that's what I call it. When I work with you energetically, or we're doing healing work, I'm dancing with you in that most beautiful way to allow you to just open up and be love, to be the love. It's just, I want to love you. I want to be in that space with you where we're just being synchronized, and we're moving and dancing, and you're flowing, and whatever that is that you're needing. If you're needing to do the rock and roll dance, we're going to do that. But that's in life. And it's like Mother Teresa says, I want to see the beloved in everybody. And that's why she never got sick. You know, she worked with the sick people. She worked with them. She never got sick. You know that? Because she just was seeing the beloved in them. She didn't see them as sick or broken. I know that was so deep. I need to put my waders on. Y'all made me go deep.
So any last minute questions, comments? We have about a minute. Want to honor everybody's voice and make sure if you have any questions, any thoughts, the space is open for you.
Anything you want to share? We don't care. Anybody on Facebook, Marco? You know, that's got a delay.
So if you guys are interested in rewatching this meditation, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, CWSP 4444. All the meditations and Zoom calls that we're gonna be doing, they'll be accessible, so you can replay it at the comfort of your own home.
And if anybody's interested in learning any of my, like we're gonna do the Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2, the Master, I am gonna do the Kundalini, Karuna Reiki level.
Please.
And we could do it right from your home. I got certified to be able to teach it online. And many other things that we have. We're going to be doing some really neat things. But we're going to go on vacation first.
Yes. Go have fun.
We've been doing a lot of work, and I've been doing a lot of work in the spirit world, Marco too, and in physical world, but to help with these energies that's happening. We need to go to the ocean.
So the tingles are incredible on my left side and back up. Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you everybody for tuning in and sharing in the sacred space.
On the first Wednesday of the month, we normally do readings or healings. I'll do readings for you. For people. But these are just open conversations. If you want to know something or understand something, ask me. Don't. I open this up because I do all my work on love donations, except for doing the classes that when I teach them, I do set a price because I pay a lot of money for some of these classes. But I always make it affordable to everybody. And if you're wanting to learn and you truly want to learn, we can make arrangements for you to receive the work. I'm always that way because I believe that God gave me this. And I love people and I love seeing them get it. Yeah, I don't care who you are, where you come from, what you're about, I don't care. If you can afford it, then if you can't, we can work with you.
You can always make Shannon some tacos and
I'm always that way because I believe that God gave me this. And he's hearing me. I love it. He's playing it on the Facebook. I can hear it over there.
Sorry. I'm looking at the.
I don't care who you are, where you come from,
feedback.
what you're about.
There we go. I'm looking.
Is everyone here right now from Texas?
I think there are people from a little bit of everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have people from all over, from Colorado, California, all over the place that'll come. Okay. It just depends on, like I said, some people are okay with coming on the Zoom platform. Other people are much more okay with being on the Facebook platform. They want to hear what is going on, but they don't necessarily want to be, seen. They might get arrested. I mean, no. But yeah.
So I don't see any additional questions, just prayers, which I will add to the list.
Yes, it does. And I noticed that too. That it shows your Facebook profile. Because I think Zoom and Facebook are linked together. Are they in cahoots? Facebook is in cahoots with everybody, I think.
No.
I thought it was Facebook and Instagram that were.
Yeah, they're all interconnected.
For some reason, it's all that. Yeah. That everything is connected.
Yes, we are. Facebook owns Instagram.
Yeah. Just know that you're loved and just keep your eyes forward and know everything is great. I hope everybody can take away something tonight. And yeah, I do have some availability for some private sessions the next couple of days because my dentist appointment got changed. Unexpected.
So if they're interested in booking an appointment or any questions, where can they find you, Shannon?
They can go, you can use my phone number is 832-233-4088, or you can go on our Facebook page, which is cwsp4444.com, and it's on there, but we're revamping it. So you can also find it on the Facebook page. It's in the description up there.
Yeah, if you type in CWSP4444 on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it'll show up the pages, and you'll have access to everything that we talked about tonight.
Yeah, conversations with spiritual people. This group was been for a while. So we had this is our Katie meetup group we used before everything went chaotic. Me and Marco would travel from different places around Houston and have meetings. Like we'd be at the Montrose Center for our LBGT, the alphabet soup one. I call it over there.
And
It's
then
just too many letters for me.
Our bilingual
Okay.
meditations at Teatro Bilingüe Houston at TBH. So we did bilingual meditations there.
And we do have that. We'll have Spanish.
Meditaciones en español para la próxima vez. Entonces va a ser solamente en español.
We had a group in Katy that would go out because it's easier for us to go to you in Houston than it is for you to come to us. So, since this event happened, we were more present on the Zoom platform, and we're just combining our conversations with spiritual people in our Katy group together, and just opening up, our Facebook and everything else to be able to reach people at a different level. It's like playing small to being global.
How would you go to join the LGBT group?
It's on, Marco can send you a link.
Yeah,
I think it's on our Facebook page. You can join that. Even though you're wherever you are, you can still join that group too.
yeah, it's actually, if you go to the website under events, it has the flyer for each meetup. You click on the flyer of the meetup you're interested in participating, and it'll take you to the place.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any final
cheeseburger? Anything yet?
Yeah,
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. Any final thoughts?
Marco, are you available for sessions as well?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes.
I've done sessions with both of you, and the Zoom is just as powerful as in person. So just wanted to make sure you were still available. I know things have been hectic.
That's good to know because I'm ready.
You've declared it. It's gonna happen.
Listen. I do massage therapy from home, but I've been a flight attendant for like 20 years, so I'm not traveling right now. But I can travel if I want to. But so I have a lot of time, and so that's what I've been doing during this pandemic and everything. Is really trying to find me. So.
But you're right there.
To find you.
You're right there. I see you.
Well, you know what I mean.
But
you know what I mean.
You have to realize. But you have to realize. But where are you? If you're searching for you, you're not being with you.
Okay.
Stop searching. Stop searching for you.
I be with me every night.
That's right. You got to. And every day when you wake up, you got to look up and say, "Woo, you are good."
That's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Namaste. Namaste. Blessings, blessings, blessings to everybody. Everybody's on Facebook. I love you.
Thank you.
We're going to be here next week. We're not sure if it's going to be earlier or later. We'll kind of play it out because we're going to be in San Diego. I'm telling my business, but I am going to San Diego. We're going to fly out there. And we're going to, my birthday is the 28th, so we're going to do a little something for my birthday. But we're going to be somewhere in San Diego, a park or someplace doing this, at least an hour somewhere.
Maybe the ocean. Would anybody like to see the ocean?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I promise I won't wear my thong.
Don't wear your
thong.
Frederick's a Hollywood thong.
There you are. Just let it all out. Thank
blessed. Good night.
Love y'all. Good night.
You.